Hello and welcome to another video, và chào mừng các bạn một video khác của Johnny nhé. Ở video này mình và lớp của mình sẽ luyện speaking. So in this video, I and my class will be practicing speaking again. And we are doing an online lesson now. Mình đang học dạy online, đang học và dạy online. Dạy online. Okay, so 3 persons in the same class again. Mr. Khang, Miss Sương, and Mr. Trung. All right. Are you ready, class?
Yes.
Okay, let's do topic number 1 now. Number 1, about farms and farmings. Nông trại và cái chuyện làm nông. Okay, so Miss Sương, please, have you visited a farm before?
Yes. I was born in a village, so there
Just a
are
moment, please.
many.
Just a moment. I forgot to plug this one in. Thầy quên, thầy quên cắm vô, sorry. Okay, I think we can start now. Miss Sương, please. Have you visited a farm before?
I was born in a village, so there are many farms there, and sometimes I go around. And yes, I did. I visit some farm, and they plant a lot of type of tree.
Yes.
And it struck me that it's very beautiful and feel like relaxed there.
And it feels like we can relax there. It feels like
Yes.
we can relax there. Okay, so let's go. I think we can just have some pictures just to give you, like, an idea of how a farm look like. Of course, farms in Vietnam is different from any farm you can find elsewhere. But let's look at this one. Well, this is a typical, like, farms that doesn't look very modern. Modern farm, they have a lot of modern equipments that you can use. They even use airplanes to shower or to spray the crops with chemicals, Nước ngoài người ta có cả mấy cái xe, hoặc là có cả máy bay, người ta dùng máy bay để mà người ta phun xịt là cái cánh đồng người ta luôn á. Máy bay nha. They actually use airplanes to spray on the crops in developed countries. You can see here, spraying. They can spray like this in developing countries, but in developed countries they use airplanes. There you go. And you can spray using like airplane like this, personal airplane, máy bay cá nhân á, máy bay tư nhân á. You can just spray like this. You can spray water, or you can spray chemicals on the crops. Or you can spray like, I think, liquid, what is it called? Liquid fertilizer as well. Những cái chất phân bón mà lỏng chẳng hạn. Sometimes you can use that. All right, so next question for Mr. Khang is, have you visited a farm before?
No, I don't have an opportunity to visit a farm because my grandma live in a
Metropolitan
areas, so that I don't have a chance to visit farm and enjoy the tranquility,
the peace and tranquility of farms, right?
The peace, tranquility and you know, connect to the nature on the farm.
Connect to nature không có đờ nha. There's no the.
Connect to nature.
Connect to nature on the farms. You know, when I look at chicken like this, what do you see? When you look at like chickens like this, what do you see? What do you think? In my head, it's just like, okay, that's a lot of eggs. That's a lot of KFC, you know.
Okay.
Oh, of course, chicken for KFC, they are not farm raised like this. They are not farm raised like this. Được nuôi trong nông trại như vậy. They actually factory raised, you know. Factory raised. Được nuôi nhốt, được nuôi nhốt, bị nuôi nhốt thì đúng hơn. Bị nuôi nhốt trong các nhà máy. They actually factory raised, and you can see a lot of chickens. Chicken factory. Oh my god. Like this. They have to be put under like this kind of condition, you see. They have to live very close to each other. They cannot go out to the sun. And in 49 days of their very short life, they have to stay inside. Always. Có 49 ngày thôi từ lúc nó nở cho lúc mà nó phát triển lên thành một con gà để mà có thể ăn thịt, làm thịt được. About 49 days, I think. Well, that is factory raised chicken. And afterward, they will be killed, of course. And you can see here, they lay eggs. See? They can lay eggs to the trays like this. Có mấy cái khay để mà nó lay eggs như thế này. And when they lay eggs already, they were just keeping, you know, female chicken. They're the one who lays eggs. And after they have stopped laying eggs, there will be food again, of course. Male chicken will be, of course, food. Oh well, that's very sad, right?
Yeah.
That's very sad to see. Anyway, just be happy that you are these chicken can be, you know, farm raised, so they can just run around and enjoy nature, you know. All right. My next question for Mr. Trung is, do you think farming is important and why?
I think farming is really important because in farm they can raise. Tôi phải nuôi là gì ta?
Sorry.
Nuôi gà hay là nuôi?
They can raise chicken.
Yeah, they can raise chicken, and like if they raise the chicken, we can have food. Also, they like they're growing vegetable, like vegetable. So we can have vegetable provide humans source of food.
The source of food for human, yeah.
The source of food. They're also wheat, yeah.
Wheat.
And
okay,
wheat and a lot of different food sorts. They also provide us like rice and corn, a lot of
corn, starch, rice, and legumes, beans. Yeah.
So I think farming is really important to human life because without it we cannot having enough food storage for our daily using,
for daily consumption or using.
Daily consumption. Yeah, that's
right,
my opinion.
I say, without farming, a nation will starve, and that is very, very dangerous. Because food security, an sinh, nó gọi là an ninh lương thực á. An ninh lương thực rất là quan trọng. food security is very important for a nation because without enough food, the whole nation will suffer greatly. Đói thì làm được gì? If you're hungry, you cannot work. And then the whole country can collapse without enough food source, So food security is very important. It's vital actually. Tối quan trọng. Alright. So, Miss Shun, please. Are there any farms? Okay, so you talk about farm in your hometown already. So can you describe the farms in your hometown?
There are many farms in my hometown, but it's not really big as the picture you show.
Yeah.
But it also have a lot of
There are also some.
there are also have a lot of it large is not enough for people to plant fruit and vegetable, and there are also have some pool
Okay.
in there. They combine between plant vegetable and raise the
And then raise cattle, to raise cattle.
Yeah, they raise cattle as well, and they are using the pool to
They can use the dung, you use the dung to feed the fields, or to feed the fish in the ponds.
In the pond, yes, I mean.
Okay. Yes. Okay. So, Mr. Trung, have you ever been to a farm before?
Because I'm living in city, so
in the city.
So I think I only have like 1 or 2 times in my life visiting a farm in my
in my entire life. Okay.
Yeah, in my entire life. But I remember about 3 years ago I visited a farm in my hometown.
You visited a farm in your
I
hometown.
visited a farm in my hometown in Nghệ City. No, Nghệ An. No, it's not a city.
Okay.
Like a village, yeah, small village. And my first impression is like it's really big with a lot of farmers doing their job, and a lot of cows, buffalo,
cows and buffaloes.
Cows and buffalo. It do look great, but it smell not that great, honestly.
Obviously, it smelled terrible.
Yeah, it smells terrible. Like I'm not used to that smell in the countryside, so
disgusting.
Yeah, it really
disgusting.
It's quite disgusting, yeah.
Like for example, if you are seeing a lot of cows, like it smell absolutely horrible.
Yeah, but it's a really nice view. Like you and your friend can chill there, having like I see some people in the countryside. They're usually sitting on a cow or buffalo, playing like what is it called? Chơi sáo ấy. Chơi sáo.
Playing flute.
Yeah, flute.
Playing like flute. Oh, I see.
Yeah.
That is countryside life,
Yeah, so it seemed pretty cool, but because like I'm
don't use cool.
Sorry.
It seems really what?
It seemed really interesting and really it seemed really interesting, but because I live in the city for a long time, so I'm not really used to that. Like in the countryside, I only live in like few weeks, and then I have to go back to the city.
Okay.
So yeah, since that I haven't visit a farm yet. But in the future, I would like to visiting more farm in a lot of country in Vietnam. Sorry, a lot of city in Vietnam, and maybe in overseas. Like,
Right. So my next question for Mr. Kang is, do you think the life of a farmer is easy or difficult, and why?
Well, I think it's both of them.
How do you know?
When it comes to mental health, there no need to think about a number or
factors, or there's no need to worry too much, right?
Or academic work too much.
Academic words. There's no need to worry about IELTS. There's no need to worry about IELTS. There's no need to worry about deadlines.
Deadline. But you know, they have to depend on the weather conditions,
Yeah.
and sometimes it's not good for their growth, and you know they have to learn.
So they have to pay off their loans, right? Sometimes they have to pay off their loans.
Yes, pay off their loans, and which made them
which makes them poor and dependent. Nghèo và phụ thuộc.
with them
Poor and dependent.
But
the other people, yeah.
In terms of physical health, yeah, they do a lot. If without the support of technology, and of course they will have their physical health will.
Their physical health will not be that great, isn't it? Okay, think about farmers in your country, Vietnam. I don't think farmers in Vietnam is having a good job. Do you know anything about them? Mr. Kang, do you know anything about farmers in Vietnam? Do you think they have a good job and good life?
To be honest, I don't think they have a good job, because you know the goods from China with the cheap price, really competitive, which is really competitive with with the rise of the farm goods in Vietnam.
Yeah.
So sometimes they can sell their fruits or
products, yeah, for a cheaper price, and that is that good for the farmers in Vietnam? Of course not. They cannot even sell their produce. Sản vật là produce nha. Cannot sell their produce, and I think farmers in Vietnam have always been poor, and they suffer a lot. So that's why we are coming to the topic of organic farming, you know, or farming with new technology. So, Ms. Rung, do you know anything about applying new technology to farming? Like clean vegetable farms, mấy cái trang trại trồng rau sạch chẳng hạn, in Đà Lạt or somewhere like that, you know. Clean organic vegetable farms, you know anything about it?
I'm not really having knowledge about that, but at the train nowadays, many people want to eat the fresh and clean food is called like organic.
Organic food.
Yeah, organic food. So many people interest in invest many money,
In investing much money on
much money
such a
on this field. Many people come and try to
they try to invest
try
and
to
they try to support these kind of businesses, right?
yeah, try to support this business by using many new technology in that, such as planting in water instead of in soil. You
Yeah.
they don't use fertilizer.
Fertilizer. They don't use artificial fertilizer or
Yeah,
chemical
artificial.
fertilizer, right?
Yeah, so in planting invest, but this make the harvest, right?
Yeah, the harvest. We can say
Um,
the harvest, cái sản phẩm
yeah,
mà thu hoạch được.
is reduced, but
It reduced the yield. You know the word yield. Remember that? Sản lượng.
yield. Yeah,
Yield. Sản lượng.
yeah,
The
yes.
yield are basically the amount of goods or produce that you can achieve in a harvest. Like how much do you achieve? How many? Like 10 tons? 50 tons maybe? That's the yield.
Yeah,
Alright.
and
Yeah.
now they focus on using the glass house
Oh, glass houses.
to plant tree.
Or to plant vegetables for selling.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good to know. So it's a growing trend in Vietnam. Everyone is trying to improve their health by buying clean or organic vegetables. So of course it's a good thing because people are more health conscious these days. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Let's come to the next topic of number. I think we can do a part 2 or part 3. Please come to topic number 5 or part 2. It's describe a skill that you think you can teach other people. Oh, by the way, I would like to thank Mr. Ngọc Bách. Of course, he provided these materials for free for everyone. So he's doing something for the community. Okay. Now, number 5 is a part 2 and you have also part 3 here. Describe a skill that you think you can teach other people. Miêu tả một kỹ năng mà bạn nghĩ bạn có thể dạy những người khác. You should say what it is. Who you can teach. Bạn có thể dạy ai? Nó là cái gì? How you can teach others. Làm thế nào bạn có thể dạy người khác? And explain how you feel about teaching others. Giải thích là bạn cảm thấy như thế nào về chuyện dạy người khác. And you also have part 3 related to part 2. Should teachers be funny when they teach? Do you remember the difference between funny and fun, class?
Yeah.
Fun is when you are cheerful, you make jokes, and everyone is pleasant, everyone feels good.
Yeah.
But funny, it's a bit more negative word, remember? So if you say someone is funny, you imply to say that the person is like a clown. And it's a negative thing, of course. It's an insult sometimes. Cái từ funny nó có thể có nghĩa là một cái sự mà xúc phạm đó nha. Tại đôi khi cái chữ mà buồn cười quá. Ví dụ, anh chị thật là buồn cười quá đi. Nó mang tới xúc phạm nha. Cẩn thận, fun là mang nghĩa tích cực hơn nhiều. So, should teachers be funny when they teach? Những người giáo viên có nên là trở nên buồn cười khi mà họ dạy không? So, what quality should teachers have? Những người giáo viên nên có những phẩm chất như thế nào? Tại sao? And why, of course. Which do you think is more important? Practical skills or academic skills? Bạn nghĩ cái gì thì quan trọng hơn? Kỹ năng về thực tế hay là cái kỹ năng về học vấn, học thuật? Tức là học giỏi hay không á. So, which age groups is best at learning new things? Cái nhóm tuổi nào thì là tốt nhất ở cái chuyện học những cái điều mới lạ? Alright, I'll give you 2 minutes to think about this topic number 5. Now, okay, time to talk about it. Mr. Trung, you first, please. Describe a skill that you think you can teach other people, please.
I'm not a really skillful man. I just know a few skills, but like one of my main skill I know is solving the Rubik's Cube. So I think I can teach that to other people. And teaching people how to solve a Rubik's Cube is pretty simple. Like solving Rubik's Cube is not that complicated like a lot of people think. You just have to follow a few steps and a bit of memory. You can solve it in no time. So what I like in Rubik's Cube, they have algorithm that you need to follow to able to solve the cube. It's not like super genius or crazy thinking or like you just have to memorize some algorithm and apply to the cube to solve it. So
algorithm, huh?
Yeah, algorithm. So the group age I think best for learning Rubik's Cube right now is like people like young people like 10 years old can learn it up to like 25 years old, but I don't think older people like 30, 40, 50 should suitable for this because they like it depends. Like some people who older but their memory is still good, they can learn it no problem. But if their memory is not that great, they can remember 100 and 1,000 algorithm. It's pretty hard to get good at Rubik's Cube. And the way I teach other is give them like a cheap cube and starting from scratch, learning from the basic up to like the advanced, and following the step, learning the algorithm, starting from the basic algorithm up to advanced, so they can get faster.
How do you feel about teaching others?
Yeah, I feel very good because I can spread my passion, my hobby to a lot of people and getting them interested in Rubik's Cube like I am.
Interested
in Rubik's Cube like I am.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I think I have quite okay memory.
Yeah.
I think I can learn, but maybe something else. I think my memory is quite good. If my students owes me money for their tuition fee, I still remember very well. You know, just joking. Okay, right. Mr. Khang, please, can you describe a skill that you think you can teach other people?
Well, a skill that I teach, I think that I can teach other people. Can teach other people. That's a swimming skill. If my memory serves right, well, I taught this skill to my little brother, and you know, at the time that when we on a holiday, when we were on holiday, and at the time my little brother has unafraid of water.
You mean has a fear of water?
A fear of water, and at the time, he couldn't swim. So I decided to to teach him how to swim. At the beginning, I taught him how to have a deep breath before jumping into the water.
How to take a deep breath.
How to take
a deep breath.
A deep breath. Before jumping into the water.
Diving into the water, I think.
Diving into
the water.
Diving into the water, and at first he's still scared and writes a lot.
And he cried a lot, but he cried a lot, but
he writes a lot, and then I gave some advice and encouraged him, and finally he could overcome the
fear. He could overcome his own fear.
And
his own fear.
And
so how do you feel about teaching others?
Well, this is the first time that I taught others, so I'm really.
The first time I taught others.
I taught others, so I'm really up to the nice because my little brother can swim well, and so that maybe I will taught this skill to.
I will teach this skill to others as well.
To others well, and because this is an important skill, I mean, survival skill that is everyone needs to have for their life in
the future. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, thank you. Miss Shun, please. Can you describe a skill that you think you can teach other people?
Yes. When I was a student in the university, I used to teach for some many kids with math, but from now about going to work about 3 or 4 years, I'm just helping some colleagues. They are just come to a new member in the team, and I teach them how to.
I taught them how
to know about the word. Làm quen là sao vậy?
Sorry, and to get used to.
Get you to how the word. How to get you to the process of working in my job. For with the new member, they always be shy, and
they're always shy and afraid. They're always shy and they are afraid of making mistakes, right?
Yeah, and afraid of making mistakes. So I always be patient with them, and
so I'm always patient with them and
guide them step by step for them to know how to get used to. Just for example, to install some program need for the work, and for some member, they are very smart. They get you to it very quickly, but for some people, they not quite quick.
They're not quick enough. They're not quick enough.
Yeah, they are not quick enough, and although I take very slowly, but they sometimes they get some mistake, but it's alright. And
it's alright.
I feel like despite working for the money or working a good job for myself, helping my colleague is really good for especially new people or some people they don't know how to run some cases in the process of my job.
Okay, very good, thank you. So, Mr. Trung, please, what do you think? Should teachers be funny when they teach, and why? And why not?
I think in teaching, teachers should have like fun, but not trying to become funny. Like they can make joke to the student to help the student they didn't feel stretched while studying. But I don't think teachers should be funny, like for like the negative meaning of funny. But like normal fun, they can make some joke, but don't go too far, because so sometimes joke can hurt to people.
Can hurt people.
Hurt people, like student, for example. Making joke or good, being funny, laugh a lot, make student not feeling stretched and stretch out the lesson. Yes, I think teacher can be fun but not funny.
All right, that's good to know. How about you, Miss Sương? What do you think? Should teachers be funny when they teach, or they can be strict? What do you think?
For me, I think teaching student, especially the child, thiếu nhi là sao?
Especially teaching children.
Yeah,
especially teaching children, it could be very challenging.
It's very challenging, and in that age, they easy to disconcentrate, so they have to try to do many ways to make their students focus on, and the funny way is, I think that a good way to help the children to focus on their study.
Okay. All right, so Mr. Heng, please. So what qualities should teachers have, and why?
Well, there are many qualities that teachers should have, but I think the important quality that is that
yes, can you tell me? Think of teacher's quality here. You can see.
I think it's compassion.
Of course, compassion. They must have passion. Or compassion là sự thương cảm. Sự thương cảm.
Sự thương cảm hả? Phải nói
compassion is basically, if you check this one, it means compassion means a strong feeling of sympathy, cảm giác rất mạnh về sự mà thông cảm cho ai đó, hoặc con người hoặc động vật mà đang chịu khổ, hoặc là có mong ước để giúp chúng. Đó chính là cái sự mà đồng cảm, sự thương cảm với sự thống khổ, nỗi thống khổ của người khác. Compassion. Yes, what else? What other qualities do you think?
And compassion. So that they can understand about they can understand about the feeling of
they can understand about
they can understand about the feelings of their the student, and from that they can help them overcome kiểu như afraid of study
fear. They can overcome fear.
Overcome fears of study, their study, or even the fear of family problems.
Of course, the fear from family problems can make their learning process very difficult too. How about creativity? What do you think? And dedication too, sự tận tụy và tính sáng tạo. What do you think about creativity and dedication?
Well, I think nói về một cái này.
You can talk about a lot of things, you know.
Well, the creativity also plays a crucial role in teaching, because it help teacher can
teacher to be able to make the lessons more inspiring, right?
Yeah, inspiring, and it's easy to answer to children.
It's easy to get access. It's easy to lead children and to tell them what to do, and
dễ hơn.
And it's easier, and it's just generally easier to teach them as a whole. Okay, very good, very good. Mr. Trung, what do you think about the qualities of a great teacher or a good teacher?
For me, I think a good teacher needs to have passion of what they're teaching, creativity, so they can bring some very fun tips or fun activities in the lesson, help the student not bored of the lesson. They also need to have like sense of humor to make students not feeling stretched and comfortable learning. I think they also need to have dedication, of course, so they can teach from the bottom of their heart. They will try their best to make the student understand the lesson.
Yes.
And friendliness. So distance, from the teacher to student, not they can be beside the lesson. They can be they can build a good relationship.
It's called rapport.
Rapport.
I just need to check this word out. Rapport. It's rapport. Rapport. What is rapport? Rapport is a friendly relationship in which people understand each other very well. Mối quan hệ thân thiện mà cho con người ta hiểu nhau rất là rõ. Rapport. Basically, mối quan hệ thân thiện, hiểu nhau. It's a rapport. Well, yes. It's student-teacher rapport. Okay. Now, so, Michelle, what do you think? A teacher, how much patience should a teacher have? And it depends on cases as well. Yeah.
Yes. I know it's depend on the teacher, but the patient is they should use for all case for student, because I think they should remember all their students, just the child, and they are
all the children
young.
are just children.
And their thinking is not good enough by them. They are teach by themselves. So be patient not only for teaching some student with not quickly enough, but for some case, for example,
it's difficult students, right?
Sometimes they are naughty and
let's say sometimes the students are naughty, or they actively not wanting to study.
Yeah, but I think using patience will help children to know, because all children want to get many people attention on them. So spending time, be patient and spending time talking and understanding their student will help student get out of their case.
Do you remember this man?
No, I didn't know him.
This is a man in the series Breaking Bad. He is the one who teach chemistry. And unfortunately for him, a lot of students are they do not want to study the subject at all. And one of his students were, he were dealing with drugs and illegal things.
Yeah.
Well, you should watch this series. It's quite fun. And I think he's a dedicated teacher. Mr. Trung and Fan, do you know about him?
No, I haven't watched this series yet.
Yeah.
Well,
Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad.
I'm
it's called Breaking Bad.
But don't spend time.
Breaking Bad is a series, of course. When a chemistry teacher become really bad, really bad, because he was involved in making drugs, drug dealing. He was a very good chemist, so of course he can make excellent high quality ice or rocks like this. And of course, it sells a large amount of money. Of course, it sells very well,
Search. Breaking.
Of course, he kills people too, and then he have very creative way to hide away the bodies. You should watch it. It's really fun.
Yeah.
It's really fun. I think you should watch it. All right. Next question for Mr. Trang is, what do you think is more important, practical skills or academic skills, and why?
Well, I think though skill is equal, because because when it comes to academic skills,
yeah,
in like a doctor, they should like doctor, they have to study hard for academic, and have you known that?
Okay, let Mr. Trung deal with this one then. What do you think is more important, practical skills or academic skills, and why? Think about it. It depends. Everything depends on situation,
Yeah, I think from specific situation, practical skill may more important compared to academic skill, but in otherwise, academic skill in some situation is more important than practical skills. But if that teacher have very good practical skills, they can teach efficiently, and they can have a great way to teach them students, help them to understand the most out of this lesson. But if that teacher having the academic skills, they have knowledge, they know a lot of they know a lot from what they're teaching, but their presentation is maybe not that good compared to teacher who have practical skills. So I think for like it depends on the situation, on the student, on the occasion that practical skill can be more important, and academic skill can be more important as well.
Yes, think about like how can I say, in the job market, if you are into teaching, of course you must have both, but academic skill is more important. But if you work in, let's say, an environment that you have to talk to a lot of people, say communication and communicative skills are important. Practical skills are also important if you work in a factory or a laboratory, you know. Well, but I would say people should have both. So what do you think, Michelle?
Yes, as I think, both is have their own strength, but for me, I think practical skill is more important than academic. Because I think if many people they are very well at practical.
They're very good at practical skills. They can be able to.
They can be able to make a creative thing in life. Such as created many mechanic. For example, as I know, many farmers, but they are not learning a lot. They don't have many certificates or graduate from any university, but
they still succeed, right?
Yeah, but they should still succeed with their practical skill. They can create or invent very famous machine.
Yeah, the very famous machines. Yeah,
is all help in life and helping for
all right.
better
So,
work.
Miss Shun, please. So what do you think? Which age groups is the best at learning new things?
Age group.
Think about age groups like, okay, teenager, kindergarten, primary school, high school, or university students, or working student, and so working people under 30, working people under 40 years old, 50, something like that. Yes.
I think that the group about 16 to 25, they will learn best
Yes.
best at learning the new things, because in this stage of age, the neuron their brain will still activate.
Are still active? You mean are still
Yeah,
very active,
still very active, and
it would be easier to.
and they are very easy to access new knowledge, and they get the knowledge very quickly.
And without any difficulty, isn't it?
Yeah, without any difficulty or issue on that.
All right, I think we can go to number 6 now. Describe a live sports event that you watched before. Miêu tả một cái sự kiện thể thao mà nó gọi là live luôn á, trực tiếp luôn á, mà bạn đã coi trước đây. You should say when it happened. Nó diễn lúc nào, where took place, diễn ra vào chỗ nào. Who you watch it with, bạn đã coi nó với ai, xem nó với ai. and explain how you felt about this experience. Bạn cảm thế nào về cái trải nghiệm này? Bạn cảm thấy thế nào về cái trải nghiệm này? So, live sport event means like you can watch it live, which means you go to the stadium, and then you buy the tickets. You go to the stadium and you watch people playing live, It doesn't mean that you watch it on TV. Cái chỗ này là mấy bạn phải nói là mình coi trực tiếp, tức là mình đến tận cái sân vận động luôn á, mua vé đến tận sân vận động coi người ta chơi luôn á. Alright, and you also have part 3 here. Do you prefer to watch live sports or watch on TV? Bạn thích coi thể thao mà trực tiếp đến tận nơi luôn coi hay là coi trên TV? Tại sao? Why do some people like to watch live sports? Tại sao một số người lại thích xem cái thể thao mà trực tiếp? What kinds of sports do Vietnamese people like to watch? Người Việt Nam thích xem cái loại môn thể thao như thế nào? Do you think competition is good for students? Bạn có nghĩ là cái sự ganh đua, tranh đấu thì là tốt cho sinh viên, học sinh hay không? Tại sao? Well, I think you can just talk about a good side and bad side of competition, Good and bad. Good is that it creates, motivation for people to try harder. Bad is that it creates unnecessary stress and rivalry. Cái sự đấu đá, rivalry. You remember that word? Rivalry. Like in sibling rivalry, remember? Từ đấu đá với anh chị em, sibling rivalry. You remember that word? Okay. Now, so I'll give you 2 minutes, class. 2 phút bắt đầu. Alright, I think it's time. Mr. Khang, can you start first? Describe a live sport event you watched before, please.
Well, a live sport event that I watched before this is a football match.
Football match. Yeah.
Football match. Đội tuyển là sao thầy? Đội tuyển.
It's a football match between the national team, đội tuyển quốc gia.
Of a national team of Vietnam, and it's of course at Maiden Stadium.
Maiden Stadium in Hanoi, right?
In Hanoi, and this also my first time to have an opportunity to watch this match live.
Okay.
And at the time I was with my father, and we are a big fan of football. We were big fans of football, and it's really nice. Mm-hmm. At the beginning of the match, I was really excited, and finally the winning for national team of Vietnam is national of Vietnam, and so that was on the night clouds.
On what?
Was on kiểu như 9 tầng mây hay cái này vui là
was on cloud 9, I think. On cloud 9, I think.
On cloud 9.
I think it's all called cloud 9.
On cloud 9 is really a memorable match to me.
Okay, good enough. Rồi đủ. I think that's good enough. All right, Miss Shun, please. Can you describe a live sport event you watched before?
Yes, when I was about 2 years ago, in my birthday of a friend of mine, to go somewhere with him, but
I wanted to go somewhere with him, but
a group of friends want to do a birthday party, a surprise birthday party with him, and we know that he is really into the.
we knew that he was really into.
Yeah, we knew he really into the basketball, so we buy some ticket for the live basketball
Matches.
in
Live basketball matches.
in that day, and we just go there on the stadium and surprise him with a ticket.
Surprise him with a ticket.
Yeah.
And
We really and that is the first time I go to the basketball match. Many people really enjoy. The stadium is full of audience.
Yes.
Full of audience and many yelling and many people yelling to support their team, and
and I felt that.
And I felt the atmosphere in here is very.
It's really. Let's just say use really.
It's yeah, better. It's
really something.
Nói gì đó vậy?
It's really vibrant.
And yeah, it's really vibrant and
vibrant. Yeah, nó sôi động.
And really interest to me.
Interesting. It's really interesting and inspiring. Đem lại cái cảm hứng
inspiring.
Yes.
At that time.
All right, good. I think it's good enough. Mr. Trung, please, your turn. Describe a live sport event you watched before, please.
Before, like a few weeks ago, I went to a football match between Ho Chi Minh City Club and Hanoi in Thống Nhất Stadium with my friend. Like we don't know before the ticket we thought was very expensive, but turned out the ticket was very cheap. So so me and my friend decided to go to watch.
I and my friend decided
I and my friend decided to go directly to the stadium and watch live. Like the atmosphere in the stadium is very crowded. The stadium
no. You say the atmosphere is very vibrant because the stadium was very crowded. Cái từ atmosphere nó không có dùng chữ crowded nha. Cái không khí thì nó vui nhộn chứ không phải không khí thì nó đông đúc, you know.
Yeah.
So the atmosphere is vibrant or something like that.
Yeah, so the atmosphere was vibrant because they are very crowded in the stadium. The stadium just opened back for us to come directly to the stadium after COVID outbreak.
Mm-hmm.
So we feel very pleased. We felt very pleased to able to go to the stadium to watch live. And I feel this experience is very awesome because it is my first time watching football live. It's very fun to watch players play in real life, like in front of my eyes. It's a very, very good and exciting experience.
All right, very good.
Yes.
I think it's good enough. Đừng nói quá nhiều. I think it's good enough. Alright, so part 3, you can talk a lot in part 3, but part 2, you have to be careful with the time. Stick to the point that they ask you to say, okay? Right, so Mr. Khang, please. Do you prefer to watch live sports or watch it on TV, and why?
Well, I prefer watching sports event on TV rather because I can play back on my past and enjoy with my families, without you know, without
Without what? Without having to worry about something.
suffer from
Without
the
suffering
noise,
from the noise.
the noise of crowded people,
You know, the crowded places and people.
crowded places and people.
Yeah.
And happy with that.
Okay. Right. Beside from that, okay. Beside from suffering from noises and crowded people, look. Okay. Then you also mentioned that you can rewatch those events online, of course.
Yeah.
But think about a good thing about live sports. You get to see with your own eyes when the athletes score. You know, you get to see with your own eyes. Có thể nhìn thấy bằng cái con mắt của riêng, mà có thể thấy bằng chính mắt mình cái cách mà họ ghi bàn. That they score with their own eyes, and that's a really interesting or valuable thing to the watching of live sport. You know, you cannot have that when you watch on TV.
Yeah.
All right. Miss Shumpley, so why do some people like to watch live sports? What do you think?
Yes, many people really know that the atmosphere as a live sport is really interesting and make
Interesting, right? It's very
interesting and phấn khích. And
it's very interesting, vibrant, and eclectic.
Vibrant and eclectic at that moment. The time that they're supporting make the sport, they feel like they're happy.
Oh, it's not eclectic. Sorry, I choose the wrong adjective. I think it's the adjective. It's electric. It's better to say electric. Như điện vậy đó.
Yeah.
It's actually electric. The atmosphere is full of excitement, making people excited. It's electric, như là có dòng điện trong người đó.
Electric.
It's like you have an electricity in your body and you feel like the atmosphere was electric. Yeah, you can use that word.
Yeah, and for some people, they can let their own idol at that match.
They can have a chance to meet their idol after the match, right?
Yeah, after the match, and sometimes they want to take a picture at their stadium to show for their friend or someone on the online that they are in.
That they have seen, and they have met these people, and talked to them.
Yes.
All right, so Mr. Trumpli, so what kind of sports do Vietnamese people like to watch?
I think Vietnamese do enjoy soccer the most, I guess.
Don't use the word soccer. Football, please. Football.
Yeah. So I think Vietnamese enjoy football a lot because it's like a king sport. Everyone in Vietnam, I think, do love football. We watch like a lot of league in the Europe, as well as Vietnamese national team when our national team compete in like continent châu lục à?
On continents and different continents, right?
Continental, like tournament, giải đấu ở cấp châu lục.
Like continental tournaments.
Yeah, continental tournaments, and some major league in Europe, like in England, in Spain, in Germany, Italia, and like some league, some cups, some league, some tournament in Europe also attract a lot of Vietnamese, and I think yeah, football is the most popular sport in Vietnam.
I see. So, Mr. Khang, do you think competition is always good for students?
To some extent, I think
To some extent.
It's made good for students. Well, it can those students can improve themselves if they do not competition.
They do not compete with each other, right?
With each other.
Yes.
But you know, on the other hand, if they are too much competitive,
if they are too much competition, if they are too competitive, yes,
they are too much competitive in their rank or their score at school. They may do have some negative there's some negative action like just on the same or maybe check the same or maybe do something that's unfair with
like they may cheat or do unfair things or do unfair activities with their other students, right?
Yes. So
it's sometimes it's not a really good thing. So what do you think, Mr. Trung? Is competition always a good thing for students?
No, it's not always a good thing. Like if we have competition between students will have encouraged to encouraged to improve, to take a lead in the competition, like that can be a best student in a class. But also competition between students have a downside, have a negative, like have a downside, like it will create stress, and student will like they just learn. They don't have time to relax, to do a lot more, to do more things. Yeah, to do more activities other than just study all day or night. So I think competition, but like at a good amount, like not
that a fair amount of competition.
I mean fair amount is good.
Một cái lượng mà khá là fair thôi, một cái lượng khá là tương đối và vừa phải thôi.
Yeah, but not too much.
Like a fair amount of competition. It's okay. Of course. Lượng vừa phải thôi, of course. Alright, I think we can just stop here, class. Thank you and cảm ơn các bạn đã theo dõi nha. Các bạn hãy nhấn vào like, chia sẻ video này với bạn bè các bạn, nhấn vào nút đăng ký kênh YouTube mình và nút cái chuông kế bên cạnh để đăng ký kênh á, để mà được thông báo về những video mới nha các bạn. Các bạn có thể theo dõi Facebook mình nữa, nhưng đừng kết bạn Facebook mình. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please support me by liking, sharing this video with your friends. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and press on the bell button next to the subscribe button so you can get notified about my uploads. You can also follow me on Facebook, but don't add me on Facebook as friends, okay? Thank you and see you. Bye-bye.